Now look, most people think they know about Phoenix, Arizona, but the reality is they don't know. Because the reality is Phoenix is one of the fastest growing cities and has been over the past 5 years. And so the landscape, the physical landscape of what the eye can see is changing dramatically. The culture, the fabric, the entertainment, everything that makes the city, the whole makeup of it, the fabric of it is changing too because of what is happening through most cities in Phoenix. And so what your mother or your grandmother thought of certain areas around Phoenix, well, it's just not the same. And this is not their tour. This is your tour right now for today so that you are fully informed as to the best places to live, eat, drink, work, and play throughout the Phoenix area. And I have a feeling these two areas are not the areas you think I'm going to say on this video. Yeah, but the two areas you think I'm going to say are Scottsdale and Chandler, or maybe Scottsdale and Gilbert. But no, they didn't make the list on this video. They're great cities and great places, and they have a lot to offer. But these two areas on this video are going to blow your mind. See, we get people calling us from all across America, and what used to be the people calling us during the winter months, to get out of that snow and come down to the desert and enjoy some nice winter relaxation. Well, that landscape has changed. Why? Because the overall economy of Phoenix is booming. This is not your Phoenix, Arizona of 20 years ago that was primarily service industry based and relied heavily on tourism. No, this is a Phoenix, Arizona that is completely revamped with a local economy that is booming with Fortune 500 companies bringing headquarters and major divisions down to the Phoenix area for future growth. And these two areas are right in the thick of all of it. Now, its first place, once known for its sports venues and malls, it is now completely redefining itself with mixed-use districts, affordable housing, and community investment that dramatically elevates its walkability and livability for people throughout. And what is this suburb? Well, it's none other than the home of the Arizona football Cardinals, Glendale, Arizona. See, what once was a place that just had a football team and a mall now has a lot more. We're talking mixed use. We're talking an entertainment hub of the entire Phoenix, Arizona area. That's right, Glendale, Arizona. I know they lost the Phoenix Coyotes hockey team, but they are making up for it big time. We're gonna talk about that right now. See, as the Phoenix area continues to expand, Glendale is expanding with it. But Glendale also has a unique location because they are attached to the city of Phoenix boundaries, which makes it kind of a suburb that is not so far out there, even though it does go west quite a bit. But you have other suburbs that are west of Glendale that are also growing. It makes Glendale a little more desirable when it comes to being close to the nucleus of everything that's going on in the city. So if you haven't been to Glendale lately, buckle up. This West Valley suburb just landed billion-dollar deals, game-changing resorts, and housing that's redefining affordability. First on the list is going to be something near and dear to my heart and this channel overall, and that's coffee. But not a coffee company, but the Nestle coffee creamer manufacturing plant. That's right, coffee creamer that most of us love to put in our coffee. Well, Nestle is a big manufacturer of most of it, and it is a $675 million facility announced in 2022, but officially opened January of 25. And this plant produces Coffee Mate, Starbucks creamer, and Natural Bliss. And what I love about this plant is it not only created 300 additional jobs, but they actually partner with ASU as a joint venture on how to best conserve water with its manufacturing practices. Now, from coffee creamers to coasters, Glendale's skyline is about to explode with attractions you've never seen before. And that's the VAI Resort and Mattel Adventure Park. Picture a Vegas-style resort meets your childhood toy box. The $1.2 billion VAI Resort is dropping Jaws and coasters just steps from State Farm Stadium where the Cardinals play. This resort is going to include not one, but 4 hotels, indoor-outdoor theaters, an 11,000-seat amphitheater, a Mattel-themed adventure park, Hot Wheels roller coasters. Think Hot Wheels roller coasters, Barbie's Dream House, and Thomas and Friends. Restaurants, retail, and White Sand Beach amenities. The partial opening with the amphitheater, adventure park, and initial hotel expected by the end of 2025, with the full completion being 2026. Now we're going to transition over to housing, but not just regular housing. We're going to talk about affordable mixed housing, which every place in Phoenix for the most part could use. And this is called the Centerline on Glendale. This opened earlier this year with 368 units across 8 mid-rise buildings. There are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom options. It includes amenities such as community kitchens, dog park, splash pad, EV charging, walking path, and wraparound services. And affordable housing, well, this is something Phoenix definitely needs more of. Speaking of which, Juniper Square is another major development that Glendale is hanging their hat on, this whole affordable housing idea. Juniper Square is developed by Dominium, which is around the 67th and Maryland Avenue cross streets. And it's a project designed for seniors, which we're gonna have a lot more of those, as well as low-income households. It's gonna feature sustainable design with solar carports, low flow fixtures, and smart water meters. So this is new construction for affordable housing, which again, across America, because of profitability with these builders and people who are constructing these projects, there's just a severe lack of this type of product. So kudos to the city of Glendale for trying to address this problem and putting a stamp for something that people can hang their hats on. But don't sleep on Glendale because it is an up and comer. There's a lot of other good housing and great neighborhoods that are found within the city of Glendale city limits. But the city of Glendale isn't done yet. I'm gonna break down the top future projects that are on the docket, get ready to start for the city of Glendale that I took into consideration as one of the 2 places you need to pay attention to in the future. We're gonna hit those in just a second, but first, before we get to that, let's go over that second place, that second area that is also redefining the way Phoenix is gonna look overall into the future. And that is none other than the city of Tempe, Arizona. Now, the majority of people know Tempe for one thing and one thing only, and that is college. That's right, it's the home of the Arizona State University Sun Devils, one of the largest universities in the entire country, each year in and out per enrollment size, and has multiple campuses across the state. So Arizona State is the mainstay of what Tempe is founded around, but Tempe is landlocked. If you look at the map right here, you can see Tempe is a prime central location throughout the Phoenix area with close proximity to downtown Phoenix, Sky Harbor Airport, Old Town Scottsdale, and the gateway to the East Valley as well. You see, Tempe's always been this cool college town, but now it's leading Arizona in walkability, design innovation, and skyline defining towers. The sleepy old college town is now what looks like a major city. Just take a drive down the Red Mountain Loop 202 freeway and your jaw will drop as to all the shiny glass buildings and the modernization this city's been through here recently. From car-free communities to lakeside skyscrapers, here's how Tempe is quietly becoming the most progressive city in the valley. Think you know Tempe? These 5 projects will prove that you don't know Tempe at all. Well, at least not yet. See, what Tempe lacks in size, it makes up for with a power punch and stamina that'll last far into the night. Yes, that party scene will go on forever. See, Mill Road is the mainstay right off the campus of Arizona State University, where all the college bars and clubs really are. But recently, over the last several years, surrounding Mill and this whole entertainment district for Arizona State University are Class A office buildings that pierce in the sky that make some other cities across America a little jealous. And we'll get to some of those in a second, but the first project I want to talk about is called Cul-de-sac Tempe. Now, why would it be called a cul-de-sac? Well, it's 17 acres just east of downtown Tempe. It offers 636 units and 24,000 square feet of micro retail and restaurant space. And get this, with no resident parking allowed. That's right, you can't have a car. It is walkable only. It features plazas, art installations, bike storage, and mobility packages with Valley Metro passes and discounts. I think this project in Tempe is a trend setter, and you will see multiple other projects like this in other major cities across America start popping up as well. But to have a walkable neighborhood and a walkable city, you have to have some transportation of some type if it's not going to be cars. So Tempe, well, they're going to upgrade on the light rail as well. This is the Valley Metro S line. It opened 3 years ago, covering 3 miles with 14 stops linking Tempe Town Lake, ASU, all the way down to downtown Tempe. Tempe also has industrial construction happening as well, with about another 700,000 square feet of industrial space coming online here in the next couple of years. But one of the biggest projects that's changing the skyline of Tempe over the past couple of years is called South Pierre. This sits on the south side of Tempe Town Lake, and it is incredible. And when all phases are done of this project, you are going to be impressed, and you will want to go visit down there and take a stroll along Tempe Town Lake, ride the Ferris wheel, and just have a good night out there at South Pierre. There are several phases happening in South Pierre, and the first one is getting close to being done fairly soon. This is a $1.8 billion project that's going to have residential zoning, it's going to have hotel occupancy, it will have office, it will have retail, and of course a big entertainment vibe as well. Now, as you can see, these top 2 areas are booming, and they will continue to boom, and we're going to talk about the top 5 developments happening in the future here that are to come for these 2 areas in just a second. But before we do, if you have any questions, call me 480-660-5974 or book a time on our calendar link below. We'd be happy to talk to you like we've done with 3 other clients who've already called us this week alone. See, not only will we give you a specific game plan for what it is you're trying to accomplish, but we also have access to off-market properties that you'll never see on any of the major sites like Zillow or Realtor or Redfin. So give us a call. We'd be happy to chat with you at your convenience. Now, these next future projects will make your head spin, so buckle up and stay tuned. Let's dive in right now. See, right across from State Farm Stadium, there are 39 acres of farmland that are going to be developed very soon. This is going to be the envisioned Encore mixed-use district. This will have a dense urban mixed use of residential, retail, and entertainment uses. And there's that E word again. Glendale loves being on the map for entertainment. This is already a great place for families. This will be an even better place for families in the next 5 to 10 years. Also, what Glendale's looking to do is make the transportation throughout their city even better and smoother, because sometimes it's spread out and it can get backed up a little bit if you are driving on the wrong road at the wrong time. So there are 2 more phases of the Northern Parkway that they're going to be completing in the next couple of years. Phases 3 and 4 will connect the 101 loop to the Agua Fria River and out to Grand Avenue as well. So this will really help transportation in this whole west area of Glendale. Speaking of transportation, there's more on the docket to come for Glendale, which is the Loop 303 Southern Extension and the interchange improvement. Now, Loop 303 only goes to Glendale for a small portion of it, so it will affect the whole West Valley area even more so. But again, because it runs through Glendale, it's still an extension that you need to know about and will help traffic flow to that portion of Glendale that you may be living in. And out that area towards the west side of Glendale, there is a huge explosion of industrial buildings. See, there are data centers and there are distribution, and a lot of distribution that comes from the Port of Los Angeles and out on the West Coast gets sent to warehouses here in the Phoenix area. Why? Because it's still cheaper, even if they have to backtrack the goods from Arizona back to supply parts of California. But because a lot of these companies supply the whole western area or southwest area, it makes sense to ship these goods for safekeeping to Arizona before they go to their end place. And so because Glendale's geographical location is located on the West Valley out towards the LA area, it is a magnet for industrial space, and buildings are popping up everywhere. In fact, there are more industrial parks on the docket getting ready to start in Glendale in the future. And one of those is VT 101 Industrial Park phases 2 and 3, which is built on a total plot of about 48 acres because land out there is a little more plentiful, and these developers are taking advantage of it. And last but not least, if you've been to downtown Glendale ever, you probably think, if I don't have to go back, I won't. It's a little older. It's been around for a long time. It's more centrally located on the eastern border by Phoenix when you're in that downtown Glendale area. So it's not the most safe place when it comes to other areas throughout Glendale. And so what they're trying to do is eradicate that. And so there's a big redevelopment going on and planned for the downtown Glendale area. There's a civic revamp of Glendale's City Hall campus, council chambers, amphitheater, parking garage, and Murphy Park. Construction is not fully underway yet, but that is coming, and honestly, well needed. And this will be a place now that hopefully more people want to come to hang out for that E word and maybe have a little entertainment down there also. We'll see. Now, switching from the West Valley down to the East Valley, or really south of Phoenix, is where Tempe, Arizona is located. Now, this first future project is a well-needed one. And as soon as in Tempe, y'all should be excited because Tempe is growing and they need more residential housing. So this project addresses just that. This is Nova Tempe, which is a 950 unit student-oriented project that's coming in around the cross streets of Rural Road and University. There'll also be ground level restaurant and retail space and include a 10-story parking structure because parking in Tempe is not cool. Amenities include pool, pickleball courts, rooftop recreation decks, and landscaped courtyards. Construction is slated to begin later in 2025, and you're looking at about a 2.5 year build-out timeframe. And the next one, well, wouldn't be just Tempe if you weren't living vertically. That's where the city is going. So you have a new project called Astria Tempe, which is a 27-story residential tower next to Arizona State University. Now, this will be close to ASU's campus. This will be another 380 units of housing to be set right there in campus to, again, help this university grow, and of course the overall city of Tempe. Oh, and did I mention South Pierre? Yeah, the multiple phases are coming. Well, phase 2, phase 3 are coming as well. And this is going to be an incredible place to go hang out, and we'll provide housing. Now I think it's going to be a great place for maybe students from Tempe to have housing, because my guess is the pricing on this will be a little bit higher than these places that we just talked about, but nonetheless, it will maybe relieve Some people want to live centrally in the Phoenix area. They have a little bit more money, that maybe are working professionals. They can go there, whereas it will open up these other units for more student housing that are on the docket to come over the next 2 or 3 years. And the last one's gonna be the Novus Innovation Corridor. Now this project has about 355 acres and it's adjacent to Tempe's downtown campus, so prime location. And this includes 4,100 additional apartment units, 4.5 million square feet of office space, hotels, shops, and restaurants. Cool, so as you can see, Tempe is exploding with housing needs and they're trying to address it as much as possible. They also wanna balance the difference between people who live in Tempe full-time because the location is killer, and all the people who are college students that are maybe a little loud, more obnoxious, they get their own places that will be more geared towards that lifestyle. So you have 2 suburbs that are kind of off the beaten path when it comes to the popularity of what people know both inside and outside of the Phoenix area, but these 2 places, don't sleep on them because they are up and comers in their own right. Glendale is booming and will continue to explode when it comes to family-oriented living and all the entertainment needs that come with a family-oriented community that Glendale is trying to build. Primarily a lot of those jobs that are considered more working class jobs, but plenty of them so people can afford the lifestyle and have a great, wonderful life living out in Glendale, Arizona. And then conversely, you want that walkability. You don't want to own a car. You want to just go down to the coffee shop. You don't want to have a yard, no maintenance. You want to lock and leave, or maybe you want to be in college and have a great time. Tempe, well, that's going to be the place for you. Now, when we say Tempe and all the development that's happening, I think it's very important to point out that we're primarily talking about North Tempe. See, that's everything north of the 60 interstate that cuts Tempe almost in half. And that's the area we're primarily talking about, because in Tempe, you almost have 2 different worlds all within the same city boundaries, because you go south of the 60 and now you're talking more like Scottsdale, Central Scottsdale, or even a Chandler vibe, because you have more residential neighborhoods, pretty much all residential neighborhoods. You have flat horizontal living and you have bigger lots with some ranch style homes that are everywhere and are very nice. If you want to be in the know, you want to be in the vibe, everything is happening, you want hustle and bustle, almost like a true downtown of a major city, then North Tempe, that's your spot, that's your jam, that's where you're going to want to be. And I think all the past and future development projects that are happening in Tempe solidify that for that type of lifestyle. So what do you think? We put all this time and effort into research of these videos to make sure you're fully informed, and we're not just talking about the same suburbs and cities all the time, because some of these cities are great in their own right, but there's a lot of great places throughout the entire Phoenix area that make living in this Phoenix area beautiful in their own right. I mean, you can't be the 5th largest city in the entire country and not have a little bit of everything, and they're going to continue to revamp themselves and reinvent themselves going into the future. So that's why you want to stay tuned to this channel, because we'll cover all of it so you are fully informed. Comment below, let us know what you think. Let's get the conversation started. Where would you live in the Phoenix area? One of these 2 places or maybe some other place? And if so, we can do a deep dive on that area through one of these videos as well. Call me at 480-660-5974. We're gonna reach out all the time from people across America looking to relocate to this beautiful city of ours here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. And if you don't mind just tapping that subscribe button, I would be forever grateful. And if you want to see the top 10 regrets of people who were polled that just recently moved to Phoenix, what they are, click on the video on the next screen.